Hello Capricorn Sun sign and Capricorn descendant. This is your forecast for August 2016, and this month you've got a lot of energy in your 8th house, which correlates to the sign of Scorpio. So Scorpio is a water sign, and it's easily the most intense water sign, and actually the most intense sign, period. So what I'm trying to say is this month you're going to be intense, you're going to be more emotional, you're going to feel things much more deeply than usual. Okay, not necessarily a bad thing. Another way to say it is you're just much more passionate. Okay, so first and foremost, this energy is about you being more private. You could be more guarded, and again, more private, just needing to spend more time by yourself. This is a very necessary thing. In a sense, it's about recharging your batteries. In another sense, it's about getting some much needed downtime to review what's going on in your life and to sort through your thoughts and feelings. Okay, now on August 2nd you're going to have a new moon in the 2nd house, and what I would say with this energy for you this month is that you're really meant to be doing some soul searching, really meant to be looking within, really meant to be listening to your heart more. Capricorn is a very practical, pragmatic sign, and typically very analytical, and you might not really trust your heart. Capricorn usually indicates you're very disciplined, you always do the safe, smart, practical thing. Sometimes that'll work out for you, and other times you won't be happy. Okay, so this is saying, how are you holding yourself back in life? This is really about weeding your garden, but you have to figure out what the weeds are in your life. So it's about looking at your relationships or your job or your belief systems, or maybe even where you live. How are these situations or these people draining me, or how are they empowering me? It's about being very honest with yourself and pulling the weeds once you figure things out. Now on August 13th, Saturn finally goes direct. Okay, it's in your 12th house. This is a really big deal. So let's talk about Saturn going through the 12th house just in general. Okay, the 12th house is classically known as the house of self-undoing or self-sabotage, and with Saturn retrograde, that energy is exacerbated. It's like to the 2nd power. So it definitely indicates that you're meant to be figuring things out. In other words, how am I shooting myself in the foot? How come I never progress past this certain point in my life? So this can really be about discovering belief systems within yourself, or negative habits that you have that you need to get rid of. And again, it might be negative, toxic people in your life as well that you need to remove. But when Saturn goes direct, things start clicking, things start making sense. You start becoming more acutely aware of what you need to do to become more powerful within yourself. The big thing, though, typically is that you're a perfectionist, you're hard on yourself, you're ruthless with yourself, perhaps. And this is like really taking a moment to ask yourself, how's that been working? You know, I mean, if you're always kicking yourself, you're never going to progress. You're never going to approve of yourself. You're never going to love yourself. And I'm a big believer in the law of attraction, which states that like attracts like. And if you don't feel worthy of success in your life, which is hugely important for Capricorns to feel successful, if you don't feel worthy of success, you're going to attract circumstances that keep you stuck, that hold you back in life. So you're going through a process this month where you're like, I'm sick and tired of this. So you're becoming more aware of what's going on. Now, August 17th, Venus makes a trine aspect to Pluto. Venus is in your 9th, Pluto is in your 1st. And so with this energy, this is yet more stuff about belief systems. But this is good stuff. So this implies that you have done your homework, so to speak, and you figured things out. When Venus goes into the ninth, it's about being more empowered, more self-aware, and most importantly, being fiercely determined to be an optimist, to have faith in yourself and to have faith in the universe. So again, make sure you're doing the inner work that this energy requires by the point of, again, August 17th, because when this energy hits, it's like you're going to hit the ground running with new, more empowering, positive belief systems. Now, August 18th, there's a lunar eclipse in Aquarius in your second house. So I'm going to give you the negative and positive potentials of this. This can indicate that there's some kind of crisis with money, and it can honestly just be fear. Maybe there's not really a big major problem, but you're afraid of something that could happen to you, okay? Or maybe there is an issue. But the big thing is that without the problem or the fear, there's no opportunity to solve the problem. There's no opportunity to be courageous and to become more powerful in your finances. The positive part of this is that there's a new opportunity in finances. There could be more insight into what, again, maybe energetically, spiritually, what's holding you back, and or also what's holding you back in the material realm as far as what you're not doing and what you could be doing better. And then lastly, August 24th, Mars aligns with Saturn. This is when things really heat up for you. Okay, so Saturn is fears. Okay, regardless of where Saturn goes in a chart, it represents fear. Okay, on the bright side, Saturn represents being disciplined. And Mars represents courage and passion. So when you got these two aligned, especially in the 12th house, here's a few things. Being courageous, facing those fears. I was talking about earlier being fed up. This is truly the breaking point where you're saying enough is enough. And quite honestly, you might be saying, I'm tired of my own crap. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of doing without. I'm tired of not being fulfilled in my life. So there could be some anger. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe anger can push you past your fear. So when these two are aligned, it's about taking some very definitive steps toward becoming more powerful within your own consciousness. Loving yourself, approving of yourself, stop being so critical of yourself and start looking at ways to approve of yourself and to love and nurture yourself more. It's also in the 12th house about being more spiritual, taking more time to meditate in a journal and study spiritual subjects and to figure out what your bigger purpose is in life. So there you go, that is your forecast for the month of August. And I'd like to say that this has been a general forecast for the sign of Capricorn. And if you'd like something much more in-depth, please check out my information down below and check out my website and fill out my contact form, and I can definitely get together with you and do something that's much more personalized that can answer your questions, okay? So with that being said, if you've enjoyed the video, please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button. I hope you have a great month, and I'll talk to you next month. Bye-bye.